I believe we can prevent heart attack. We can put in place strategies to reduce risk. We can literally plan to change your future. Welcome, my name is Doctor Warrick Bishop and I'm a cardiologist, an author, a keynote speaker and CEO of the Healthy Heart Network. I'm all about trying to help people live as well as possible for as long as possible, and that includes heart attacks, which impact Australia enormously. We're talking a heart attack almost every 10 minutes and over 20 people per day dying from a heart attack in Australia. That's on a backdrop of over 9 million people globally being impacted. The sad truth is many of these could have been averted if only we knew what to do. Well, this podcast is all about that. Weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, general health, and driving in at health literacy. I'm on a mission to help not just prevent heart attack, but improve general health on a global scale. If you enjoy this podcast, I would be honoured if you could give it a 5-star review and share it with your family and friends. It may even lead to saving someone you love. Hi, my name is Doctor Warrick Bishop and welcome to my podcast and videocast station. Today I've got a really interesting one, and it's about how long do you need to exercise to get some benefit. Now, we know, and if you've listened to my podcasts, you'd be aware that I flag regularly the Heart Foundation of Australia and American College of Cardiology recommendations that people undertake regular exercise, about 30 minutes, 5 times a week. Now that can be walking, running, cycling, really whatever works for you. But what we're seeing more and more is the advertisement and promotion of, if you like, workout hacks, the opportunity to do exercise and get results in a much shorter period of time. If you think about 5 times 30 minutes, you're talking 2 to 3 hours a week. And honestly, lots of people would say, I just don't have the time. Well, that's where some of these opportunities for people advertising potential short bursts of exercise, gaining results, have gained some traction and some interest. But is that all just sales hype, or is there really something behind it? Well, it turns out that from around about 2005, a Professor Ed Cole has been looking into this and really sort of asked the question, how short can you go when it comes to exercise and getting some benefit? Well, it turns out that there is a role for decreasing the time you exercise as long as you increase the intensity. And this Professor Cole has been able to demonstrate that in a 10-minute bike session, which incorporates 4 seconds of full-on maximal exertion followed by a rest period of 15 to 30 seconds, the body responds by an improvement in fitness for adults that are young and old, but in older adults, it also increases muscle development. So short 10-minute bike protocol with 4-second bursts of very high intensity has really demonstrated scientifically to not just improve fitness, but for older adults increase muscle strength as well. Well, obviously that's very important. The stress of that very high intensity to a degree replicates what we would want from longer, less intense exercise anyway. We deprive the muscle of fuel and oxygen, and that stimulation leads to the muscles developing more mitochondria. So there seems to be a way that by, if you like, shocking the muscles in a short, high-intensity burst, you can get similar effects to that longer, more protracted exercise regime that we're that we're probably most familiar with and most of us have heard of. It probably means that we could get the most out of very short episodes intermingled with daily activities where we're moving through the day and trying to get those 20, 30 odd minutes of walking on a regular basis. But this particular sort of study and this importance of intensity reminds us that if you ran up a flight of stairs or several flights of stairs from time to time, you may actually generate the sort of intensity that could of its own be valuable exercise. It seems very much, though, that we know already longer, more protracted exercise, the recommendations that I was talking about before, do lead to reduced blood pressure, they lead to improved sleep, and every suggestion that they improve longevity. But what if we punctuated that with short bursts? We could really be getting the best of both worlds. Also, interestingly, is that short sessions, these high-intensity sessions, have been shown to improve cognitive function and mood in the very short term. So, Japanese researchers using functional MRI scanning, that's scanning of the brain using special imaging techniques that allow the researchers to evaluate how the brain's actually working, have demonstrated that after a 10-minute session, the brain responds positively by a change in the way it metabolizes and functions. So, the take-home message, exercise is great, no matter how you do it. It appears that there can be some time efficiencies by increasing intensity. It's probably best to try and cobble together a combination of both. And as you increase intensity, it's very important to remember you can increase injury. Now, one of the other reasons I'm particularly interested in this space is that I undertake some weights using bands, rubber bands, heavy rubber bands, and I do my weights with heavy rubber bands. And I use that as a high intensity. That's a 10-minute workout once a day, and I do it about 4 times a week, and do it not just for fitness but also for muscle strength and muscle growth. And I have to say, I've found that it actually works for me. Feel good, and I can certainly feel the difference in muscle strength and power. The other reason why I'm particularly interested is my partner and I are looking to engage in a franchise called OsteoStrong, and OsteoStrong takes this high intensity to another limit. It's literally a 10-minute workout once a week, maximizing fatigue in 4 separate different muscle movements to improve strength, balance, but also bone health, which is quite remarkable. So, can you hack your way to better health in a shorter time frame? Well, generally there's no shortcuts to success. However, in this particular situation, it does look like there are some real opportunities which allow us to be time efficient. So there you go. High intensity, short episodes, and the recommendation I think would be to combine that with your general movement during the day to get the most out of both types of exercise. Well, I hope you found that interesting. If you have any queries or questions, drop us a note at info@drwarwickbishop.online. Otherwise, I'm going to wish you the very best, and I hope you live as well as possible for as long as possible. Thank you for tuning in. I'd love you to subscribe, and if you enjoy the podcasts, give us a positive review. That'll give other people the incentive to check it out themselves. Take care, and bye for now.
Hi, ever wondered what your risk of heart attack is? You should. It's the single biggest killer in the Western world. We're talking 1 death less than every 30 minutes in Australia, 1 death less than every 60 seconds in the United States, 9 million deaths globally per annum. Well, how do you check your risk? Well, you can go to www.virtualheartcheck.com.au. You'll find out about your risk and what can be done beyond that to be even more precise.